This is it, what? Cohiba lit, what? We got that yak up in the cup and getting bent, what? Put some smoke in the air, this your shit, what? And raise your glasses if everything classic. This is it, what? That Chiba lit, what? You got some drink up in your cup and getting bent, what? So put some smoke in the air, this your shit, what? And raise your glasses if everything classic. Stogie light in it.
You were tuned in to G5 Jeff TV. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the share button as you come on in. This past Saturday, we had Errol Spence Jr., Danny Garcia. Errol Spence Jr. won by unanimous decision, and Errol Spence looked good. He looked good. He looked dominant. Jab was working. Errol Spence was typical Errol Spence inside of the ring. Now, what is next for Danny Garcia? I got to get a few things off my chest first before I say what is next for Danny Garcia. Now, mind you, I'm from Philly. I'm a Danny Garcia fan. I'm always going to support the city and everybody in the city. Danny Garcia is one of the biggest names to ever come out of Philly from a boxing standpoint. What he's accomplished in his career, the majority of the guys in Philly will never accomplish. So much respect to Danny Garcia. But I got to get this out the way because I wouldn't be G5 Jeff TV if I didn't. Number one, Danny Garcia did not deserve a title fight. Like, he didn't deserve the shot against Errol Spence Jr. Like, he got the shot off of his name, and Errol Spence chose him. Like, that's what it was. And to back that statement up, Danny Garcia's biggest victories at 147, Robert Guerrero, Adrian Granados, and Ivan Redcash. Those are his three best victories at 147. And now he has fought three of the top 6 guys at 147, and he's lost. Errol Spence, Keith Thurman, Sean Porter. So Danny Garcia's body of work didn't command for him to get a title shot. Like, let me get that out of the way. Second thing with Danny Garcia is when people think of Danny Garcia, they think of 140 Danny Garcia. Lucas Matisse, Danny Garcia. That's what people think when they think of Danny Garcia. At 147, let's just be real, Danny Garcia's been middle of the pack. He's been middle of the pack, and it's a big adjustment going from 140 to 147. Throughout boxing history, that's been proven. But Danny Garcia went from an elite 140-pounder to a middle-of-the-pack 147-pounder. Now, he's still popular. He's still got a name. He's still getting to the bag and all that. We all get that. But what's next for Danny Garcia? This may be an unpopular opinion, but I don't give a damn. Y'all know that. I think he should move up to 154. I'm going to tell you why. He's fought Errol Spence. He's fought Keith Thurman. He's fought Sean Porter. He turned down a Terrence Crawford fight. He's not going to get a Manny Pacquiao fight. And he's not going to fight any fights where he looks like a gatekeeper. So that takes Virgil Ortiz out. That takes Jerron Boots Ennis. Takes guys like that out. The only fights that Danny Garcia has available at 147 that I think he would even take is a fight like a Josecito Lopez. I think he would take that fight. A Jesse Vargas, he would take that fight. Off the top of my head, those are probably the only two fights he would probably take at 147 pounds where he would probably be the favorite and the public would be engaged in the fight because there's going to be some action. But he's not going to fight a Yordenis Ugas. He's not going to fight a Jamal James. I mean, who is he going to fight at 147 that's going to appeal to the public and appeal to the fans? He's done everything that he could at 147. He can't beat the top dogs, but he can beat the mid-range guys, so he's in between. I think if Danny Garcia goes up to 154, new opponents, fresh faces, new division, new narrative, new storylines, and he could be the A side in a lot of those 154-pound fights, whether he's the underdog or not. Those reasons I just gave you is the same reasons why I said I think Sean Porter should move up to 154, because it's the same thing with Sean Porter. Sean Porter, even though he beat Danny Garcia, he lost to Keith Thurman, he lost to Errol Spence, he's not getting a Manny Pacquiao fight. He beat Ugas, but that was controversial, so he's not going to give Ugas a rematch. He's not going to fight Boots Ennis. He's not going to fight Jamal James. Sean Porter, Jesse Vargas, nobody's trying to see that. Sean Porter, Josecito Lopez, that's a good fight, but that's not a game changer. So Danny Garcia is in the same position as Sean Porter. I just think they need a new look, a new situation. And I think if Danny Garcia goes up to 154, I think that'll be very interesting for him. I think he can extend his career a little bit just with the new division and the new faces. And I just think Danny Garcia has done as much as he could at 147. Like, he just wasn't a great fighter at 147. He couldn't get the key victories, and he got the opportunities. Outside of Manny, he got, the top guys. At 147, he got Spence, he got Thurman, he got Porter, and they were all significant fights, and a lot was on the line, and he fell short. So, and sometimes in boxing, that happens. In sports, that happens. I'm a firm believer that you have to have some failure before you fulfill a whole lot of success. And it's no different with Danny Garcia. I still think Danny Garcia is a good fighter. I just felt like Danny didn't match Errol Spence's jab. Even if it wasn't as good as Errol Spence, he didn't match it in terms of throwing it in the effect. You know what I'm saying? So I would want to see Danny Garcia move up to 154. Now, who can he beat at 154? I mean, I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure, to be 100% honest with you. You know what I'm saying? But I think it'll be an interesting proposition. And for me, I mean, it might be the only proposition for Danny Garcia. But he's done enough to where he really doesn't even have to fight anymore. Like, if he wanted to retire today, like, he could, and he would be put in the record books as a really good fighter. So I don't think he needs to accomplish anything else, but just, more fights, more money, more appeal. I think he should go up to 154. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. G5 Jeff TV. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Please share this video. Support your boy. Support good content at all times. I appreciate y'all. Peace.